other piece that I got is I did call everybody an update on the capital project. Labella is doing the final workup on a couple different items along with campus to verify everything. I talked to both of them today. I said, hey, the numbers you gave me still have a pretty big contingency number and a pretty big incidental cost. Got a lot more information on that, which is good. I also talked with Chuck from Bernie Donegan's office about it. The contingency could come down to probably 11%, which is save a little bit, but if we don't spend it again, we can retask it, so better safe than sorry. That's both for construction and for design, so there might be some redesign that they have to do once they get into things. Not anticipating that much, but that's what that's there for. And the incidental cost, because I was just figuring that was Bernie's office and the legal help we're going to need, but it includes insurance. When they were talking about the capitalized interest that we're going to use to pay that part of the loan until we actually bond it out, that capitalized interest is also an incremental cost. We also have to get the insurance during the process for all the construction workers and so forth, which I remember from the last capital project. So there's a lot of different fees in there. So when I talked to both Chuck and Tom at campus, Chuck from Bernie Donegan's office, they both said, yeah, you might be able to get away with 22%, but it's going to be awful tight if you do that, not knowing what some of the things you're going to run up against. So they said, right now, let's work some final numbers. If we need to drop those back a little bit, we can, but we think it's a safer, more conservative bet to leave those numbers in there right now. So I agree with them. Actually, by the time I found out specifically it was any incremental cost, because I was just thinking that was Labella and campus, and then we're going to be paying Bernie's office and or Tim McGill for any legal notifications and the whole bonding piece. There's a whole lot more in there. Just the capitalized interest piece is a pretty good chunk of change, so I can see where that's going to be. And that's all going to help us out more in terms of paying for these things we call for the first 3 years of the project. So right now we were where we were before with the main BCS stuff being at 7.6, and then the other two pieces with the renovations being around 5 million. And again, Chuck will be here in our next meeting in June to rework those numbers, and that those numbers are pretty tight. And we'll also by then have a pretty good feel for how much money we're going to be able to move into the capital reserve that we can then put towards capital project to see where we are. So we're looking at 1.2, and I'm hoping we can get around 1.4. If we get that 1.4, that's about another $1.6 million of work we can do with no impact on the tax side that we didn't have for the 1.2. So we'll have a better idea of that once we get there. And then the next step that will happen is if you all are going to be comfortable with it, we can either approve the final project in July or August to then still shoot for that October referendum, either the 11th or that week after that. Chuck and I were playing around with some numbers, and he said, we can start, the scope is pretty much going to be set, so we can start putting information out to the community. It doesn't have to come after the board approves this thing in August. And potentially the reason to wait till August is we can reconcile our books in this year's budget a little bit further, so we know when we transfer the money and it's going to be there. It'll give us more time to do that, because once you pass this thing, we can't put any more money into the capital reserve to then lower the eventual tax impact. So we want to make sure we got our ducks in a row there. So the timing of it is, it's going to be July or August by the time we do it. Okay? And then related to that, I've sent a note out to the faculty, so Tuesday, I think, is it Tuesday, do you guys remember? I'm going to come in here and go through a scope of the works with the faculty and staff over the lunch periods